Tubridy on 2FM.
Well, it's the time now. It's 25 minutes past 10. It being Monday morning, Valentine's Day as it happens. We thought we'd talk to a couple of people who had a story to tell us. Breffney early, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ryan.
Nice to see you. AnneMarie Gallagher, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ryan.
Well, I suppose it's about being single and not being single in some ways. We'll start with ladies first. AnneMarie, what was your situation? How long were you single before you decided to hit the internet?
Well, I was separated for about 7 years before I just actually didn't think about internet dating. It wasn't a situation where I thought I'd go, and a friend introduced me, so I just went on, not to date, but just to talk to people and chat and have a bit of fun.
Were you, when you say it wasn't a place you wanted to go, was it because you felt it was kind of for weirdos and strange people?
Well, it was kind of last chance saloon area.
Oh, you felt it was for the hopeless cases?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, so you were a bit sniffy about it?
Yeah.
You said, I'm not going on that shelf.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, didn't want to be labelled, online dating. It was kind of in our area, I suppose. It was just not the thing. You went to the pub normally and you met people and that was the way it went.
Yes.
So online dating definitely wasn't something.
But your friend won you over to this.
She did. She had fun with it, and I said, okay, I have 3 small children. I'm at home at night on my own with the kids in bed. So okay, boot up the computer and. So
tell me, how does it work? What happens? You go onto a site, obviously.
You go onto a site. She had introduced me to anotherfriend.com, so that's the one I used. I didn't look at any other one, and she showed me how to put up your profile and, your story. You're married, separated, single, kids, your favourite things, what you drive.
What did you put up? So you said I have 3 kids, I'm separated,
yes.
right? What else did you put up?
That I worked, and foods that I liked.
Did you say where you worked or what you worked at?
I just put administration.
Administration, okay.
Yeah, just broad.
And what food did you say you liked?
Curries.
Curry, you like curries? Yeah. Okay, so an Indian restaurant, so we know where to bring you.
Yeah.
Okay, and we know that you've got Childerton, and we know that, so there's all that. So that's quite a lot of information then. Would you say what music you liked, or would you say...
yeah, I love the Eagles.
The Eagles? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. We got a total profile here built up on you. And then you put that out there, and then guys kind of veer past and see you.
Well, people just kind of look at the site. There's a section where new people have joined. You can see such and such has joined, so you have a quick glance through, and then you can send them. You don't even have to send them a message. You can send them a wee wink, and if they look at your profile and think, that's okay, they'll send you a wink back. So that's
really? So you have just a little wink, and then
just a little wink.
Very good. Did you? And at one point, did you? Well, actually, we'll get into that in a second. Exactly what happened, because I'm intrigued now. What happened after all that winking? Breffney, tell us about yourself. You're a young man.
Yes,
obviously 29. From what part of the country?
Leitrim Village in Leitrim. Yeah.
Okay, it's a lovely part of the world, as we know. And at what point did you decide to hit the net?
Well, I was single for about 18 months back in October, and wasn't particularly happy with the fact that I was single or a couple of other things in my life. So I decided that I sat down in my bedroom one night and decided I was going to change a few things. So I set up a website, challenge10.com, and set myself 10 challenges, and one of them was to go on a blind date every week.
Get away.
So I've been on a blind date every week for about 14 dates in about 16 weeks. So it's been interesting. I started off by going on maybe friends.com was the site I used.
Yeah.
And in the same way as you set up your profile, as AnneMarie said, you put up your interests, your hobbies, what you like doing with your spare time, all that sort of stuff. You put it up there and you see what happens, and you can browse through other people's profiles.
So what info did you offer Breffney on your...
Well, I suppose the same thing. I'm interested in sports, interested in music, cinema. I like meat and two veg. I'm a very plain eater, so in terms of my food, would be
you're
like
an Irishman.
Yeah, typical Irish diet.
Typical, I like myself. Okay, and you like all that stuff. And then, how does it work then? Is it like that? You get
you can send. I think it's flirts on Maybe Friends. So you can send a little flirt, and you might get a flirt back, or you can send a message. So what I would do normally is I'd go onto the site, see who's logged in, and I'd go through the profiles. And if one catches my eye, I just drop them a message. And if they get back, they're interested in talking to me as well. And
you've been on how many dates did you say?
14 dates
in. How many weeks?
16 weeks.
Okay, but that's because of the challenge.
Yes.
Have you met any keepers?
There's been one or two who have kept my interest. Not a keeper as such yet, but hopefully I'll find a keeper.
What gets your interest?
I suppose somebody in the same area as me, someone around the same age as me, someone who has the same interests as me. It depends.
Did you put a photo up on yourself?
Yes.
Of you? Did you put a photo up?
No.
Why not?
I didn't want to be prejudged.
I actually find that
interesting.
I find that being prejudged actually helps, because people then
gets it out of the way. Doesn't it?
Because it doesn't waste time. Because essentially, it's all about, I suppose, if someone sees a picture and they like what they see, they're not going to be immediately. There's nothing probably as worse as meeting someone and they turn around the first time you meet them and go, "Oh God, no, I don't like what I see."
Well, so I remember Ricky Gervais went on a blind date in the Office, and it still reminds me of one of the funniest when he got to the date and he looked at the girl and just went after her. Like he just was, and all he did was he was having a bad day anyway, and he just saw her. So, but having said that, AnneMarie, you have that you feel there's a prejudicial issue then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why?
Absolutely.
Explain that to me.
Because, I think from a woman's point of view, and I'm only going to speak about myself.
Yeah, of course.
I think every woman has an idea of the type of man that she wants, be it tall, dark and handsome, or
small,
tall,
ugly and squat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you have in your head the type of person you want to see in front of you. And, I went down that line, in pubs and clubs and, met those people. And
you're so superficial.
I know.
You were just chasing, like, Mr. Darcy.
Just the looks. Yeah.
But you didn't realise that.
Oh, never for a minute.
You have to look under the rock.
Yes.
So what happened?
So, I didn't put up the photograph, and the guy who I'm lovely married to now, Mark.
So you met this guy
yes,
on the internet?
On the internet,
Tell us what happened, quickly.
Quickly.
No, you don't have to say it quickly, but I just mean urgently.
Yes,
need to know.
Sent a wink, we started to talk. We talked for 4 months. He was so funny. He just cheered every minute of my day up.
So comedy was his, not comedy, humour.
He's just very humorous and very romantic and very poetic. And
what did he do after the first drink? What was it that hooked you in? What did he say or do?
We just basically swapped a couple of stories first, and then he started to get witty. I suppose I swapped a couple of stories. We had a couple of family businesses, including I was a funeral director for a while. So
there's a few gags coming out of that. Dark humour.
Yes.
Okay, good. Like that.
Things like that. It was very funny. So, and then eventually after 4 months, we met up.
4 months? What was taking you so long? I wouldn't be able to contain my
excitement. I think that was
excitement.
the security thing on online dating, especially in our area, where you never knew who you were going to meet. So my friend had given me good advice, and one thing was, if you ask the person the same question over a period of time, and if they give you the same answer, write it down. If they give you the same answer, you know they're telling the truth.
What was your question?
What kind of car do you drive?
So you kept making that was the security point.
So what car did you say you drove?
Okay, he must think you're obsessed with cars.
Well, we owned a garage at the time.
He owned one.
Yeah,
okay,
it was
so
great.
he could have changed the story comfortably.
know.
You met after 4 months,
yes.
and obviously didn't have the Ricky Gervais moment. So you had a much happier one.
It wasn't that we didn't. I did kind of look and go, okay. Not what I was expecting at all.
What were you expecting?
When you speak to somebody on the phone and you get a mental picture of what they look like.
Of course I do, yeah.
Well, he didn't.
What did you... Well, tell us what you had in your head.
I pictured him taller.
Give us a name of an actor or somebody we might know that you would have thought he was kind of like... Was it like... Is he a bit Ralph
I suppose
Fiennes
Colin Firth.
yeah.
I know. I mean, this is romance.
How can any man live up to that? Colin Firth.
Well, I mean, aim high.
I know, I appreciate that. So what did you get? Woody Allen?
No, far from it.
What did you get?
I can't think of who he reminds me of.
Okay.
No, I can't.
But your heart sank a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honest.
Yeah, that's honest.
And you went off, I could really have... But you sat down and you realised...
We went for a meal.
Indian?
No. I let him choose.
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No.
Pizza? Go on. So
no, it was a local restaurant called.
And you ate it on a coffin, just to kind of keep you all, just to remind you of the old days.
When it opens, yeah.
So you had your dinner, and as the dinner was going along, were you thinking, actually, this guy's pretty cool?
Yes.
Yeah. So he got you. He
really did. Yeah. And I just was so nervous that I wanted to hook him, so I just kept talking, and he would say afterwards that he
did. You kiss him after dinner?
Yes, but just one of those, kind of friendly,
Hang on, friendly what? Kiss in the cheek?
Yeah, more or less.
Kind of. What did he?
Yeah.
Did you slip? Did he fall into your mouth? Like what? What did he? You kind of kissed you on the lips, didn't he?
Yes,
he did.
Yeah.
And okay, that's quite intimate now for a first date.
Well, I suppose to us it wasn't a first date because we'd been talking for so long.
For 4 months.
For 4 months,
I know.
you know. It's
Jeepers, that's a long time, isn't it?
It's a long time.
You're like 12 dates in 6 hours, whatever you went on. I mean, you don't waste time.